Okay, where do I start? Okay, so I was going to write a post. However, I'm just going to go with doing one of my video logs. I did not do one, I believe, Friday, maybe even Thursday too. I didn't take you guys through the competition. I was so busy and I was just kind of trying to make it all happen, but I'll do a recap. So Thursday night, I left around 10 to head to the airport. I had a red eye, so I flew on a red eye to Texas, arrived at 6 a.m. in the morning, and then got my luggages. Actually, I didn't get there till 7. I'm not sure if the flight was delayed or what had happened. And headed to YMCA. YMCA is where I ended up showering. I had a spray tan on that was just a base coat. So as you can imagine, the day before I left, I was getting all of my things together to leave and just busy doing stuff, packing and whatnot, and getting the kids in order. I actually worked, and so arriving at the YMCA to shower, I had all my luggage. They had lockers, which was awesome, so I could keep my stuff there and kind of go places while I waited to check into my hotel. I went to a Whole Foods to grab food for the day and for competition day. That worked out nicely. Walked over there from YMCA, wasn't too far. However, it's 105 outside. That's where I took my Hooters picture that I posted on Instagram. I even put a little comment or post with that saying that what would my life be like if I ended up accepting the job at Hooters when I was in college. Wonder what things would have been. Anyhow, so I didn't obviously accept that job. And I went from Whole Foods back to the YMCA in an Uber. Actually, I got my nails done. That was very nice. I was glad I could fit that in. After that, then I went back to YMCA and then headed to the convention where I met my coach. And my coach did my first check-ins. Everything from here on, I felt like I was just taken care of. Led through the whole competition by getting guided by my coach. He did an amazing job making me feel comfortable and welcomed and wanted. So I ended up doing my check-ins, then kind of going and resting for a little while. Actually, I think I went in and met everyone. I got to meet some of the team and the coaches and stuff. And then I went and rested for a little while before my second coat of tan, or my first coat of tan with the professionals, because I just had the base on and I washed it off. From there, I went back to my hotel to check in. So I checked in, got all my stuff ready for rested, and then got all my stuff ready for actual registration check-in at the convention, and then my second coat of tan. It's busy, I get it. It's not, this is all kind of like a wrap up of what had happened. And then we did some posing with Daraja. That was so exciting. It was like I was kind of on spotlight there. There was the team watching, and then obviously Evan was giving me critiques on what to do, how to do it, and then giving me good feedback. So here I am. Let's see, post tan, go back to the hotel again and meet Melanie, and we head to sleep for the next day. Next day, I wake up, I get my makeup done, and that was a great experience. I love the way that the makeup artist did my makeup. Cute little Airbnb. Again, smooth sailing. headed to the convention center, another coat of tan, and then a little bit of a hangout before prejudging. Now, there wasn't a ton of time. I actually did get to meet Sean T right before I went on stage. I gave him a load of my backstory and how I used all of his programs for cardio. That was pretty cool. And then headed on stage for my routine. I don't have a lot of pictures or video. I didn't have anyone watching that did that for me, but that's okay. I will have stage photos soon. Let's see here. So prejudging went smooth again. Stepped off stage, and then we have a little bit of a break between prejudging and finals. So from there, back to my hotel, and then there's a lot of eating involved in all this too, because I am on high calories, and so I ate quite a bit of food going into it. And then between prejudge and finals, I was instructed to eat a burger and fries. So I did. Found a burger and fries, and then went back to my hotel and rested for a little bit until finals, and then headed back again to the hotel, or back to the convention center. It's like a lot of back and forth, right? And then we hang out. It's hurry and wait. Hang out for a little bit until the awards were given, and I ended up with a 3rd placing. I am happy with that. I feel like we did the best that we can. I only had a 6-week prep with Evan, and we know what we needed to kind of do before we came into this show. It was more to kind of have experience together and learn, and really just kind of take the feedback from the judges and then go from there. So then we ended up getting our feedback, and my feedback was, unfortunately, I didn't like the first one. It was stomach control. My breathing. I need to breathe from the top of my chest and not belly breathe. So that was kind of unfortunate. I didn't really like that one. And then the second one was just kind of build more glutes, and we knew that. And so going into a national show is not exactly what we want to do right now. We want to build and then go into a national show after that. So with that being said, that was the competition. Now, I'm not sure if the competition was my favorite part or the seminar and the posing afterwards. And then actually the highlight is I love to lift. And so I'm excited because I asked my coach after he was doing the lifting part of the seminar, the training. His subject was the training session. And so the training part talked about rest and reserve and failure, and I really wanted to see what my failure was. And so I tend to really prefer the training part again, but the thing about not knowing where my failure is I have a high pain tolerance, and then when I don't know if it's my mind or my body giving up. And so I like to discover, like if I can push past my mind telling my body that I can no longer. And so with my last coach, he had a 2 more mentality. And so when you thought you needed to fail, then you pushed for 2 more. And so there was often times where I went past almost where it was failing, but I could push the weight back up, and it's a great feeling, right? So anyways, the seminar was amazing. Everybody from the team, the coaches, excellent experience. Really enjoyed myself. I took notes. I just soaked it all in. But then afterwards, again, I asked my coach if he can put me through a failure set. And so I warmed up real quick after the posing session. I got the weights on and grabbed him real quick before he was heading out to the airport. And we decided on leg press. And so he put me through a set of leg press, and he ended up helping me at the end. And so I was a little confused. I've never had a spotter, And when he was like, okay, was that failure? And I was like, well, you kind of helped me. I don't know if I really failed or not. But he's like, but you couldn't push the weight up, right? And I was like, no, I don't know if I could, because that the bar for leg press, there's actually like a safety, and so it drops on the safety. I've just never had a spotter, so I still don't know if I failed or not. Still questionable, but it was my favorite moment. After that, I Ubered with one of the other coaches back to the airport, shared a cab and shared my story with her. Hopefully it wasn't too chatty, but yeah, it was a good little trip back to the airport. Got myself a couple drinks while I was at the airport because I was early, and then headed home, and everything is just a dream come true. Really a great time. So that's the recap of the Texas Classic, and I'm wearing my cowboy stuff to represent today.